Hi everybody and welcome to HMK Story Time, where I read one of my short stories, and this is called The Cover Story. And again, I did this when I was at Northampton Cheers Writers Group, and it's only about 4 or 5 pages long. It's not very long at all, and this can actually be expanded into a bigger story, but at the moment it's sort of on the back burner. So obviously, again, it's published on Amazon and you can get it for about 99p or something like that. So let's read it. Let's go ahead. So here we go. The air was crisp and the snow was falling softly all around Arthur as he hummed a tune on his way home to his wife. Arthur was medium built, with very short hair, but muscular with bright blue eyes. They had not been married long and had to move to the big city for Arthur's new promotion. The wedding had gone smoothly and his wife had had the day she wanted, and they still looked at the photos when she wanted to. The local pub where he now worked was not much, but it was better than nothing. Being head barman, it was his responsibility to make sure all the drinks and staff were up to the standard the landlady expected, as they were, after all, one of the most respected pubs in London. I'm just going to check something. Oh, that's it. He missed working on the docks as a ship welder, but the work had dried up and they had to take whatever they could get. As he walked into their new home, he could smell his dinner and wondered why his new wife always made sure it was ready for him when he got home, as he never expected it, but if it made her happy, he was not going to complain. He hung up his hat and his coat on the coat stand, stamped the snow off his boots and put on his slippers and his housecoat. As he walked into the kitchen, everything was wonderfully laid out as normal. The table was set. Julie was in a nice blue dress that she had picked out during the week when she had gone shopping. Her long black hair was tied up into a ponytail, and always she looked amazing. Only thing wrong was that Judy had a gun to her head and had been crying. A woman was standing behind his wife, wearing a mask, slim, dressed all in black, and by the look of her, someone that would make sure you did what she wanted or your loved one would get hurt. "Welcome home, Arthur. Long time no see." Arthur sat down and looked into his wife's eyes. "Everything will be fine." She nodded. Arthur looked at the woman, taking into account the way she stood, her smell, the type of gun she had, her voice and her eyes. The eyes were important, as they told you a lot about a person. He got up and walked over to the drinks cabinet and poured himself a rum, and he turned around to face the woman. "So, Rachel, are you going to kill my wife then?" "Maybe," said Rachel. Arthur shook his head. "Still the same, still the novice. So what now?" "Kill you, of course." He walked back to the table, sat down and started to eat his dinner while sipping his rum. "Still as cold-hearted as ever, I see," said Rachel. "Is there any other way, Rachel?" "You killed my brother. You read the reports. He could have lived." He could see the anger and the pain in Rachel's eyes. After he had finished his dinner, he got up and cleared the table and lit up a cigar. "You know you're dead, right?" said Arthur. "I'm the one with a gun to your wife's head," said Rachel. "Yes, but she will live this day, and you won't." Rachel went to pull the trigger, but failed, and stumbled away and crashed into the cabinet behind her and fell to the floor and looked up at Arthur. "What have you done?" said Rachel. "You all right, sweetie?" Arthur asked his wife. She shook her head, tears rolling down her cheeks. "Drink this," and his wife a glass of rum. "I don't drink rum. I hate it." "I know, but drink it anyway, and if you do as I say, you'll be fine, okay?" "Okay," said his wife. "Take off your dress and your undergarments and leave them on the floor and go and have a hot shower. I'll join you shortly." Julie, his wife, left in tears and shaking with fear, but after a while he could hear the shower going. Arthur walked over to Rachel and knelt down beside her. She's a wonderful wife and we love each other very much. But now she's in a world that she should not be in. You have two choices, Rachel. Live or die. What's it to be? Rachel started to shake and pain crossed her face. Tears started to form in her eyes and her breathing started to become laboured. Life, she whispered, hanging her head in shame, tears dropping to the floor. Arthur got up and walked over to the drinks cabinet and took out the rum bottle and knelt down beside Rachel. Your brother was a good friend to me, Rachel. Don't ever dishonour his name again. Now listen up and listen carefully. By the time I come down with my wife, I expect you to be gone. Do you understand? Rachel nodded. You're to report to headquarters. If you don't, I'll have a contract set on you to have you killed. Do you understand? Yes. Yes, what? Yes, sir. Arthur grabbed her hair and pulled her head back and slapped her face hard on each side. Excuse me. And then forced the rum bottle between her teeth, making her drink until she was gasping and spluttered. You bastard, she screamed. Proud to be one. Or sloppy Rebecca. And if you come near my wife again, you will find out why they call me the maker of blood. Is that understood? Yes, sir. Rachel looked at him with hatred and looked away. Arthur picked up his mobile phone and called a number. I need a clean-up crew, garments for Rachel, and a new dress for my wife. Rachel will be reporting in the morning to headquarters. Make sure she has access and is put back into the novice school again. She is to be retrained from scratch. Make sure she is on punishment duty for the entire time she retrains. Yes, sir. The phone went down. Remember, Rachel, your life belongs to me now from this point on. With that, Arthur went upstairs and joined his wife in the shower. After a while they came downstairs and Julie was surprised to see that the house had been cleaned and the damage has been replaced, and you would never have known what had taken place. Julie was dressed in a red dress and her black hair fell around her shoulders, and Arthur was in his dinner suit. Can I ask you something? Asked Julie. Of course you can, sweetie. You are my wife after all. Spy? Assassin, really, for the government. The pub? Cover story, so I can do my job. That woman? Old friend of mine that went rogue for a while, but has now been put into the retraining program. Now we have a dinner date with my commander and his wife. So shall we go? Julie nodded. Arthur opened the door for his wife and then walked down to the car waiting outside. The end. Now there's a lot of stuff in this story that can be done, and I may edit it later on. I might update it. I might not. I might just leave it as it is because I actually do like the content as it is. But as I said, there's lots of holes in there that can be expanded and be made into a bigger story. In next week's episode, I shall probably download one of my other stories and we will read that one. And again, they're only a couple of pages long. You don't have to do big writing to be a writer. You write what you enjoy. So thank you for watching HMK's story time on the book of the cover story. Have fun, stay safe, and see you next time. Bye for now.